So the first step with this, just like any of the other overlay products that we're going to talk about, is your preparation. Your crack repair, fill in the holes, and then applying the vapor shield. You always want to do those steps first. Then from there, he's going to trowel on our product called KRETE Kote. There's no glue, there's no nothing like that that you need to add to the concrete first, or there's no glue or acrylics or anything you need to add to the mix. You open the bag, you mix it with the water, and it's ready to go. The one thing that we do require that you do with the product is do what we call a false set, which means when you mix it, you mix that product in the bucket for about 3 minutes or so till you get the nice creamy consistency that you're looking for. Then you're going to want to let that product sit in the bucket for about a minute or two. It'll slack up, it'll thicken up a little bit more, and then you re-break it with the drill and the paddle again, maybe add a little bit of water. And what that does is it gives you a little bit more working time. If you just mix it and start spreading it, it'll start to set up on you faster. So by doing that false set, it gives you a little bit more working time. And again, we have two different products. We have the KRETE Kote and the top coat. And again, the only difference is the KRETE Kote has a little bit larger sand in it than the top coat does. If you're just going to do a broom finish, you're going to want to do 2 coats on there. So you want to do a base coat, then hit a second coat on there, and then you can give that a little bit of a broom finish. But the thing is, when you're talking about a bag mix product, if you left this just on the patio or whatever, that is so porous, it's going to absorb every little thing and it's going to stain. So you're going to want to seal that somehow. So you're either going to stain it and then put a sealer over it, or if you just want that color, you can just seal over that. But you have to seal it. If you do not seal that, it's going to stain very easily. So from there, the next step would be once that is dry, then you shoot on the texture coat. And you use the same material, the same KRETE Kote, you pour it into the hopper gun. Good?
A little more. That's good.
You pour it into the hopper gun, and you shoot it on with the hopper gun. So it is the same material. So you don't use one material for the base and another material for the texture. You go ahead and use the same material for both. So he's just going to hit that real light because it is still a little wet. If you were out in the field, you'd be letting that set up a little bit more before you went ahead and did your knockdown. So like we showed you before on the above grade on the wood deck system, once we got to the Multicoat stage with the sand and we told you that was waterproof, this is typically what you would do on top of it from there. You would do your base coat, then you would shoot your texture, and then the next step we're going to show you here is just to basically paint the color seal on. And our color seal that we're going to show you, we have 20 different colors to pick from on the color seal. It is a paint sealer combo, so it does both for you. Now, when you do the color seal, if you're going over a newly done surface, the first coat you put on, you're going to water down about 25 or 30%. And what that does is it helps to penetrate into that KRETE Kote and really absorb and bond in on that first coat. And then the second coat, you're going to go ahead and do full strength. Now, if you're doing a repaint like we talked about, you're just going to go ahead and clean that surface, and you're going to go ahead and go full strength because it's already closed up from the previous sealing. But when you're talking about a newly done surface, you're going to water down that first coat. So that's pretty much it on the knockdown texture. Anybody have any questions on that?